What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Corey, and today we had another relatively low volume and flat day in the stock market. First up, let's take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so we saw SPY closing flat for the day, and intraday we did find support on top of the 5 EMA. So we're sort of at a pause here while the market tries to digest a lot of earnings reports this week. So it's going to be very critical to watch the support levels and the resistance levels. Remember, we're still above the 5 EMA and we still are in a full bull trend, so the path of least resistance in the stock market is still higher. There's going to be immediate resistance above in the S&P 500 right here at 418. With a break above 418, we could see price targets of 423 and 426. Downside support is going to be right on top of the 5 EMA, the critical support levels at 415 and 412. Remember, the 20 simple moving average is slowly climbing higher and it's currently sitting right around 410, getting very close to that $412 support level. In a bull market, we need the price action to stay above the 20 simple moving average, so the price action would have to break down below 410 to start reversing the bullish trend. So right now the market still looks very bullish, and we can notice there's very low volume. Remember, the market can only go lower on higher volume with selling, and we just don't see those big money players selling. So it's going to be virtually impossible for the market to go lower until we finally see selling. So watch these critical resistance levels for possible opportunities for sellers to step into this market. More than likely, the market is struggling around this level because it was the previous all-time high, so it's still a relatively strong resistance level. Next up is the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs, and we saw the triple Qs getting beat up the most today, going down over 0.4%. The price action still held up above the 5 EMA, and we still have the full bull trend on the triple Qs. Now on the triple Qs, the previous all-time high was right around 342, and that's the same resistance level we're struggling to break above. We do have upside price targets and resistance levels at 343, 345, and 350. Downside support levels for the triple Qs are going to be 339 and 334, with that 20 simple moving average crossing back above that support level and continuing to rise. So we would need to see the triple Qs break down below 339 and then 334 to start reversing this bullish trend that we're in. There's a lot of big tech earnings this week, and we're going to see a big move in the triple Qs either direction after these earnings reports are complete. The last earnings report is going to be Thursday after the bell with Amazon, and we have Apple after the bell tomorrow. So watch these critical levels, because the price action at these levels is going to tell you everything you need to know about the future of the market. If we start breaking down below 334, that's bearish, and if we start breaking above 343, that's bullish. On the Dow Jones, we were also flat on the day on very low volume, and we maintained the bullish price action with the bullish trend. The upside resistance levels on the Dow are 341 and 347, with downside support sitting here right at 337. This 337 level is the critical level that the bulls need to stay above to not let the bears reverse the bullish trend. On the Russell 2000, we went up 0.15% today, and we did close back above that support level at 227 yet again. We have upside resistance levels at 230, 234, and 238, with downside support at 227 and right around 223. You can see the Russell 2000 is also in a full bull trend, and it does look like it wants to continue to go higher. Also note, it's also going up on low volume, and we still don't see any sellers in this market just yet. Next up is the ARKK ETF, which went down over 1% today, but maintained a price action close back above the 50 EMA for 2 days in a row. If ARKK can close over the 50 EMA at 125 yet again tomorrow, that will be another bullish development for ARKK. We can see all of the moving averages are starting to stack to the bull side, but they just have to cross back above the 50 EMA. If the price action can close above resistance at 129, that will help those moving averages get more aggressively sloping to the upside, and ARKK could go back into a bull market. Look for upside resistance at 129, 133, and 139. Downside support is 125 and that 20 simple moving average at 123. On the VIX, we dropped a little bit today, which is good news for the stock market because we still see fear holding down below this resistance level at 18.2. Remember, the lower the VIX is, the lower the fear is, and with low fear, we should see all-time highs. So as long as the VIX is staying below 18.2, we're going to eventually see the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ breaking out to all-time highs. So watch the VIX, because if it starts to spike and it gets into the 20s, that could mean that we're going through a correction and there's limited upside. But right now the VIX is saying expect all-time highs until we see something changing in the VIX. On gold, we're still consolidating over support at 1776 as we continue to build up a bullish trend. Look for the next price target on gold to be up here at 1829. Silver is also building up a bullish trend, and we see the 20 simple moving average is going to cross back above the 50 EMA very soon, which means silver will be in a full bull trend. Look for silver to hit the price target above at 2650 and a break and close over that level should bring us up to the next price target at 2760. Downside support is going to be the 5 EMA at 2627 and the 50 EMA at 2580. Next up is Bitcoin, which is currently up about 2.5%, and we see Bitcoin is coming into this resistance level above right around $55,700. Remember, Bitcoin needs to get a closing price above this 50 EMA at 55,000 to reverse this downward trend that it's in. Right now, Bitcoin is still in a bear trend until it can break back above these critical levels and maintain a bullish trend yet again. You could still see the moving averages are getting stacked to the bear side, and the price action is very critically testing the resistance level above. If Bitcoin can close over 55,700, it could very likely go right back into a bullish trend. Note, we're not going up on a huge amount of volume, so this is still possibly a dead cat bounce and a possible bull trap. So we still need another day or two of confirmation to see if the price action can close over this critical resistance level. If Bitcoin fails at this resistance level, it's going to come back down and retest 51,000. If Bitcoin fails at 51,000, we're going to fall back down to the next support level at 45,000. And if that level fails, Bitcoin should be going back down to $30,000. So watch this critical resistance level on Bitcoin right around 55,000. And we need to see if we can close above that level in the next couple of days. On Amazon stock, we went up about 0.25% today and did hit that first price target at $34.42. The next price target is $34.83, but we need to get a closing price over $34.42. The support levels on Amazon are going to be $33.70 and that 20 simple moving average at $33.07. On Tesla stock, we dropped over 4.5% today and closed right on top of the 50 EMA at $7.04. We see Tesla is now in a full bull trend because that 20 simple moving average did cross back above the 50 EMA today. So Tesla's in a full bull trend and testing critical support at 704, which is the 50 EMA. So the Tesla bulls need to show up tomorrow, and we need to bounce off this support level and start heading higher if the Tesla bulls want to turn Tesla into a bull market. We need to get back above resistance at 720 and then an attempt to break out of 750 and 762 to get to the price target at 802. Downside support, which is a critical support level, is 704, and a break below 704 means Tesla could be coming all the way back down to the low 600s. Next up is Apple stock, which dropped about 0.25% today, but did find support right at that 134 support level. The next price target on Apple is 137, and above 137, we're looking right around 140. Downside support is 134, and that 20 simple moving average at 130. On the financial sector, we went up 0.79% today, closed over top of the 5 EMA, and still holding on to that bullish trend. The industrial sector closed up 0.83% today, closed over top of the 5 EMA, and still holding on to the bullish trend. The healthcare sector dropped over 0.5% today and closed below the 5 EMA, but it's still in a very strong bull trend. The energy sector went up 1.21% today, closed right on top of the 20 simple moving average, and slowly and surely trying to break out and go back into a bull trend. The price action is closing back over the 50 EMA now for 2 days in a row. So going back to the S&P 500, remember to watch the critical resistance level very closely at 418. We need a breakout over that level to start running into the 420s. Remember, there is a lot of big earnings reports this week, so pay very close attention to the price action at the critical levels that I gave you. We still have bullish sectors and we still have a low VIX, so the market is still favoring all-time highs. Remember, this is a low volume melt up and the market is going to be relatively flat and relatively boring without significant good earnings reports. And if we get bad earnings reports, we should see a pickup of increased selling and more volatility. So the earnings reports are always going to be key during the earnings season. And in order for a secular bull market to maintain that bullish trend, we need to see very strong earnings reports from these very big blue chip companies. So don't take on too much risk around earnings season and make sure you're paying very close attention to critical support and critical resistance levels. Also remember, on the Stocks Channel Discord, I'm giving you intraday updates and analysis to help you stay on the right side of the market. I'm also bringing new trade ideas to you weekly to help you crush this market. If you're interested in joining the Stocks Channel Trading Discord community, you can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. All right, next up, let's check in on our trade ideas. And first up is Shopify. And we see Shop going down about 0.75% today and still finding resistance at that 50 EMA right around 1168. We did bounce off support at 1134 and did close higher for the day. So continue to watch critical support levels on Shop at 1134 and 1100. And remember, some percent below 1100, we're cutting Shopify out for a loss. We do have earnings coming up, and that's going to be a huge catalyst for Shopify. If Shop can get good earnings and close back above the 50 EMA, we could start running into a bull market and get up to these next price targets above at 1330 and 1390. So we'll continue to cover Shopify, and tomorrow we should have a lot more price action to look at. All right, next up is our new trade idea, Disney, and we see Disney going up 0.2% today. Disney did close back above that 5 EMA, and it did try to break out intraday over top of the 50 EMA at 185.50, but failed to do so. So we're still stuck in this consolidation wedge, and Disney doesn't have earnings until about the middle of May, so we still have a few weeks left to trade Disney before earnings. So looking for Disney to try to break out above 185.50 and then trying to break out of our resistance trend line. If Disney can break out of this downward trend in this consolidation wedge, we could see a lot of velocity moving in the stock price and we could get back into the 190s. So watch the critical support at 184 and 181, and remember that we're cutting Disney loose for a loss, some percent close below support at 181. So our risk is defined by a close below 81, and our price targets above that could take us all the way up to 194. Also remember that I have more trading ideas that I bring to you weekly on the Stocks Channel Discord. So if you're interested in the Stocks Channel Discord, you can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.